Hello girls and boys, how's it going? So today's video is about one of our favorite topics, remote jobs. You've probably seen the videos on YouTube, this guy, that girl cracked a remote job, 70 lakhs, 1 crore, 5 crores, all of that stuff. And you're thinking in your mind, hey, this is awesome, I have a roadmap, I know what I want to do, and I will crack it in the next 3 months. Stop. This is the wrong way of looking at it. This isn't Swiggy delivery, although Swiggy delivery happens in under 10 minutes if you're in India. This is a career pivot, and it typically takes 1 year at the very least if you're lucky. In today's video, I'm gonna give you a reality check about remote jobs. No fluff, just the real, honest truth based on my experience of having worked remotely for a bank in Eastern Europe, sitting here in Pune, India. So if you're serious about working remotely for companies in the US, UK, Europe, this video might save you at least 12 months of wasted effort. Watch it till the end. It is filled with tons of amazing information. So let me start with how I got my remote job. So if you don't know, I was working remotely for a bank in Eastern Europe, sitting here in Pune in India. How did I do that? Somebody in Eastern Europe, when they were looking for a DevOps evangelist for that role, saw one of my conference talks. After that, they Googled me. What did they find? Talk after talk. That is the time when I hadn't even started my YouTube videos. So it is before all of that. So they found a lot of talks in conferences. Then they read some of my blogs, articles on DevOps Institute. And that is when they said, we want this guy. I had actually cleared my interview in their head even before they had reached out to me. Think about that for a minute. Like I always say, you do not find a remote job finds you. That is exactly what has happened in me. That is what I believe in. That is what I talk about. Now, is there an element of luck in this? Absolutely 100%. But luck is not in our control, right? What is in our control? Consistent, smart effort. And believe you me, that increases the surface area of luck, and that is all that you and me can do. So how do people typically look for remote jobs? Let's say you're sitting somewhere in Nasik, you see a video about remote jobs, then you go down that rabbit hole, you look at another video, another one, somebody's talking about a roadmap, lot of YouTube bhaiya didis are talking about this all day. You can get a ton of information. You get super excited and you start going to the remote job portals and you start applying left, right and center. 2 weeks later, 10 days later and 500 applications later, zero response. And then you buckle up again and go for another 2 weeks. You get a little frustrated, but then you buckle up again, go for another 2-3 weeks. Now you have 500-600 applications, 700 applications, and all you have to show for is 5 emails which were automated responses. Zilch valid responses. And then comes the next phase. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe my profile isn't good enough. Because I'm from a tier 3 college, this didn't happen. I need to work harder. Maybe I will never get a remote job. Maybe they don't like me. Maybe I don't look good. And it goes on and on and on. And I see this happening every single week. I get these kind of messages all the time. So let's talk about 5 top mistakes that people make when applying for a remote job. Mistake number 1, I am from a tier 3 college. I will never get a remote job. Breaking news for you girls and boys. A couple of weeks back, I was in Berlin. I spoke to one of the speakers, a very eminent personality who's well known in the European area, very well-read person. And I asked her, hey, what is your opinion about IITs in India? And you know what her answer was? hey, I don't really know what are IITs. Is it like an institute in India that teaches about IT? That's all she could figure out from a commonsensical standpoint. She had no idea what IITs are. My response? I just smiled and hugged her. This was beautiful. But this is the reality, girls and boys. A lot of people don't know about IITs, don't care about where you come from. So whether you're from an IIT, a tier 2, tier 3 college, nobody cares outside India. Not so much, especially when they're looking for remote jobs. What does this tell you? That it's an equal playing field. You're not judged on which college you passed out from. The only thing that you're judged on is your technology competence. Okay, mistake number 2. I need to be technically good enough. Now let's break this down. A remote company in the UK, Europe, US, it's not going to your college to recruit you, right? It is not a college-based recruitment. It is a search-based recruitment. What do I mean by that? Let's say a startup in Lithuania needs an infrastructure as code engineer, needs a Terraform expert. The most logical thing they will do, search in Lithuania, search in Europe. They don't find the guy or the folks are too expensive. Somebody will tell them, hey, look in India, look in Israel. They have good talent base, very smart people. What will they do? They will say, okay, what are the top cities in India where I can find good talent? They'll probably land up in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Delhi, cities like this. They will do a Google search or they will go to portals and they will start figuring out people from these cities initially, or maybe just Terraform experts, infrastructure as code experts. What does your profile have to do? You have to bubble up and appear in those searches. So just being technically good enough is not enough. You have to appear in those searches. You have to do something that when somebody searches you, you pop out. You want to see a result of that? Try Googling my name. Remove out all the YouTube videos because that will come up from the last 1 year. Even if you ignore the YouTube videos, you will still see a lot of content out there. That is how you get discovered. Not through a beautifully crafted resume on a portal that doesn't work for remote jobs. Mistake number 3, my technical skills are good enough. That is all I need to focus on. That's cute, but that's also false. Why? Because remote jobs are communication first. How you present yourself on the camera, the quality of your webcam, how you talk, your screen presence on a Zoom call, your ability to communicate effectively. All of this matters, especially in remote jobs. The soft skills are no longer extra, these are prerequisites for a remote job. Even simple things like a stable internet connection, that matters. The quality of your sound, that also matters. Because if the guy can't hear you, can't make you out clearly, how the heck will he or she even interview or have a good communication with you? These simple things, little investments in a good quality mic, in a decent webcam, they matter quite a lot. Number 4, English doesn't matter. Let me give you a completely opposite scenario. The folks that I was working for in Georgia, their first language wasn't English. They were native Georgian speakers. What does it mean? They talk Georgian, I don't understand Georgian. English was the only common thread between us to communicate. Especially true with developers. Senior management, of course, very fluent in English, no problem there. But for the average developer, English not being their first language, they will struggle with English. So what does it mean? It means my English should be so good that I should be able to explain what I'm trying to say in very, very simple words and explain it 3 times using different words, going as simple as possible, speaking very, very slowly so that they understand it. It isn't about having an accent or being British or even having a Shashi Tharoor level vocabulary. In fact, it's the opposite. Having enough command on the language that you can say the same thing in 3 different ways, make sure the person understands you. Mistake number 5, I will just apply to 1,000 places and I'm sure something will stick. breaking news, most of the portals that talk about online remote jobs are not valid for you and me sitting in India. So how do you get a remote job really? I've detailed videos on this. I will put them in the pinned comments. You can go have a look. But know this. This is not a 2 month, 3 month, 6 months plan. It is at least a 1 year effort, consistent week on week after a period of time. Now, if you're thinking of remote job, let me give you a ladder for that. Number 1, get a job. Number 2, get a good job. Number 3, get your dream job. Number 4, think about a remote job. Why in this sequence? Because that is what it takes to crack a job where you can earn in pounds, in dollars, sitting here in India. Now, one thing very, very important. All of this is said and true, but are there any exceptions to this? Is there somebody who's 1 year experience, college fresher, who has cracked a remote job? Absolutely 100% yes. In fact, if you check out my last LinkedIn Live, there's a guy called Imran who came here. I invited him and he has got less than 2 years experience. He comes from a civil engineering background and he's cracked a remote job. As of today, he's working in a company located in London. Is it possible? Absolutely yes. Can everybody do it? Absolutely no. If you do what it takes to get the job done, it is 100% possible for you. Now, if this video hit you hard, then good. That is what it was supposed to be. Now at this point, you have 2 choices. Choice number 1, keep applying, do not change anything and just hope that something happens. Choice number 2, think strategically, watch the videos on how to crack a remote job. I have a dedicated playlist on this. I will pin it in the comments, and create a 6 months to a 1 year program. Follow it diligently and see the things unravel for yourself. And if you want me to review your online presence, just type in the comments, review my online presence, and we might just do it in one of the LinkedIn lives. But put that in the comments. Girls and boys, I'm not here to sell dreams or to give you false hopes. I'm here to share my personal experience and to help you crack your next remote job through the right way, through the way I know it works, through what I have done it myself. Let's do this together, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.